Hello and welcome. This is Dawn Colby with DawnsEarlyInkings.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Durham, North Carolina. Welcome back to another video. I'm going to do a couple of Christmas cards. Actually, I'm going to show you three, but I've got two that I'm going to make for you. And then also wanted to touch on a couple things really quick first. Eden's Garden is still ongoing. As far as I know, everything is still available. The bundle, which is the stamp set and the dies, will be available it's available now, and it will be available in the mini catalog for the January to June 2022 mini catalog. But the paper, the cotton paper, and the gems will only be available until supplies run out. So if you're thinking about ordering this collection, which there's one collection number for the whole shebang, might want to order that sooner than later, because when the paper, the designer series paper, the cotton paper, or the gems sell out, they're gone. They're not, and they will not be in the mini catalog. Only the bundle, the stamps, and the dies will be in the mini catalog. Stampin' Up! Is offering a current starter kit promotion. From now through November 30th, 2021, you can purchase the starter kit for $75 in lieu of the normal $99. So instead of getting $26 in free product, you're now getting $50 in free product. Who doesn't like to save money? Not only that, once you're a demonstrator, your product orders, you'll get 20% off minimum. So whether you want to discount or try to earn some extra money, it's up to you. But I wanted to put this out there. If you have any questions, I can be reached by email, dawnsearlyinkings@gmail.com. My blog, dawnsearlyinkings.com. Reach out. We can chat some and talk about things if you'd like. But again, it's a great deal if you're interested. Enough said. Okay, so we're going to use today the Sweet Stockings items from the Sweet Stockings suite. And I don't have my catalog out. Let me fix that real quick. So this is the suite we're using. I've used it before, I believe, in the video. So I'm not going to be using the felt today, but I'm going to be using the designer series paper and the dots and the stamp set and the dies. And some of the work I've already done for you just to kind of speed things up. So I hope that's okay. If you guys have questions on things I do, if I don't show it to you, please let me know. I would appreciate it. Comments are welcome. If you get value from this video, I would appreciate it if you would like the video. Please subscribe to get my future to know when my future videos are coming out. My current schedule is to do videos every other week. I'd like to do them more often, but things are just kind of busy and it's getting into the holiday season. I've got some training I've got to do for work before the end of the year. So that's kind of limiting my time, unfortunately, right now. So hoping in the new year I'll have some more time to do videos more frequently, because they really are fun and I enjoy coming up with the ideas for them. But just so you know, so subscribe, hit the notification button, that way you'll know when I do post a new video. Right now, again, it's usually Tuesday mornings when I post my videos, every other Tuesday. And I'll try to note that on my calendar on my Stampin' Up! Website, which is DawnsEarlyInkings.StampinUp.net. And you can also get to that from my blog. I will post it as well below in the description below the video. Okay, enough of my chit chat. All right, so this is the stamp set for those of you who might not be familiar with it. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome. If you're returning, I thank you and appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the time out. These are the dies, and these dies are great. And that, yes, this stamp set, this collection has animals in it, but you don't have to use the animals. I'm an animal lover. Yes, I am. I'm not afraid to admit that. These are the dies. So it has a little hamster or gerbil. It has a cat and a dog. But it's a hat. It has some greenery, candy canes, stockings, stuff to stitch the stockings, and then this tag die, a little tag die, presents, star, ribbon, or bow. So there's a lot to this one. So let me start by telling you this is something that I've started to kind of do, and I kind of like to explain to you guys how I come up with things. And in fact, I think let me come up with the original. I think this may not be the original, but my original idea is I wanted to do a fireplace card, and I wanted to be in the inside of the card. Well, that's kind of difficult to do. So I said, well, all right, let me rework this. So I watched a video on a tunnel card. And so this is what I came up with. Very cute, right? Well, it's kind of bulky, doesn't stay shut, and it needs some work. I didn't really finish the design, but I like the design. So what I did was I created 2 cards out of this one card. So this, or a reasonable facsimile of it, is going to be my first card. Something like this is going to be my second card. And then I have a bonus third card to show you. The third card is going to involve the animals. The first 2 cards, no animals. So if you're not an animal lover, no worries. I got everything today. Well, not everything, but I try. Okay, so for the first card, I've already got the cardstock cut out, and don't worry, my blog post will have all of the measurements that I am using on all my cardstock. So if I give you the wrong information, or if you don't catch it, don't worry about it. You can go to my blog after and you can see all the measurements that I used. Also for this card, instead of using this greeting, because I had to mask it and then stamp it because it's actually Season's Greetings. It's a vertical greeting. It's not 2-lined. So I didn't want to do that. And I liked a different greeting better. I am actually going to use, and I'm trying to decide if I want to use this one or this one. But I'm going to use this, A Christmas to Remember stamp set. I'm going to use a greeting from it for the greeting. All right, so what I am going to do is, I'll worry about the inside of the card after. We will do the inside of the card after. So this is the outside of the card. Looks like I've already scored it. Yeah, I've pretty much already scored it. So, Old Olive, this is a piece 4 by 5 1/4. And this is 1/8 of an inch smaller. So what is that? 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Yeah. Okay, so those are just going to get tacked down, or glued down. Let's see. I've had some of my Old Olive cardstock for a while, and it looks like it's faded on this side. It must have been in the sunshine or something. So I am just going to use the other side. Okay, so just kind of trying to make that fairly even. This is part of the designer series paper. I love these lights. I really think they're cute. Although I like this side too, so that's the other thing is I've decided I'm going to make some more cards this year with designer series paper. I've never been a big user of designer series paper, and I always end up with a lot of it that gets unused because I don't finish the pack. So this year my goal is to use more designer series paper so that the packs that I do have get used. I mean, after all, you know, you might as well use what you have. All right, so now here comes the heat embossing piece. So now I need to figure out, let's see, they both will fit. I think I'm going to go with, may this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. Hopefully we can all get together this year with friends and family for the holidays. I know it's been a rough couple years here with things going on in the world, and it's tough. Okay, so I am going to use my embossing buddy. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell it anymore, but I think you can find it on Amazon. You can use a sock with talcum powder. You might be able to use a dryer sheet. I've not tried the dryer sheet, so I can't speak to that directly, but I know people, some people use that as a alternative. Okay. So I'm taking my Versamark ink here. I got dust on my Versamark pad from my embossing buddy. Alright, so now I'm just kind of, I think I'm just going to center this here, and I'm hoping it's going to be straight because I didn't die cut a backup, and I did die cut this from the, no, you know what, we're going to go with it. Alright, so I'm taking a piece of my grid paper. This is just for, let me cover my Versamark pad, move that out of the way. I'm trying to keep this in the screen. I'm still working on that. That's my goal. All right. All right. I don't know, I saw someone say don't to flick it, but I tend to think you get better results when you flick. Okay, I'm going to put this aside for a second. This is the grid paper for the Stamparatus. It works really well because it's like copy paper weight, so it works well. It's flexible to funnel your embossing powder back in. All right, so let me grab my embossing tool. My heat gun. Now, most of you probably know that the Stampin' Up! Heat tool has 2 settings on it, and so if you're just going to dry, like you can do in some watercoloring or something, you can put it on the first setting, but for heat embossing, you'd want to use the second option. Oh, and you know what? I unplugged it. Oh, bear with me. You know, we do silly things when we do these videos. All right, so I'm not going to have the heat gun in your vision because I don't have a plug close enough, so bear with me. And also, I'm letting it heat up for us. I'm about 20 seconds. That way it will emboss faster. Because it does take a minute to heat up. Well, maybe not a full minute, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to get this in the screen so you can kind of see as it heats up. Look at it come to life. Is that not neat? And you do have to be careful that you don't burn it. I do have a glass surface underneath this grid paper, so I don't feel too bad about aiming it at the desk because the desk is not, oh, I missed the spot. Hang on one second. So for those of you who might be new, you want it to become glossy and shiny. If you see a dull piece or dull section that looks like it hasn't been embossed, just run the gun over it for another couple seconds, 2 or 3 seconds, maybe more, until it looks shiny, because you don't want to burn it, but you do want it all to be nice and glossy. So that should be done. Okay. So for all my blabbing, I always think these videos are much shorter than they are when I end up. Alright, so I am going to go about like that. Glue that down. And I do have a Swiffer cloth right here, because I feel like there's some Swiffer cloths are awesome. Alright, there we go. So then I die cut these little holly berries and holly leaves, or yeah. Is that what they're called? I think that's what they're called. Anyway, my take your pick tool. Yoo-hoo! There we are. Alright, I'm going to stick that out of the way. So, I am going to use some Tombow for this. And I am going to put just a little bit down. Just putting my silicone mat here. All right, you know what? We will try a different one. There we go. So we want this to be about right there. So I'm just gonna go put some right here. And I'm not squeezing, I'm just spreading right the second bit there. Okay. And I'm going to pick up the berries and I'm going to go like that. I know it's a little hard to see them, but we're going to step it up a little bit. So we're going to do the same thing down here. So just kind of make a circle. I feel like I'm in grade school sometimes when I use Tombow back from the dreaded art class when I was little. I did not like art class when I was a kid. I just, with every drop of my being, I couldn't wait to get out of art class. And I won't say I'm an artist now, but at least it's a little more fun to get crafty. I guess because I don't get graded on it anymore. Okay, now I got a little bit of glue, but the Tombow should dry clear. What I'm going to do, though, if I can find it, here it is, use my Wink of Stella and just go over those holly leaves and berries just a little bit, just so they sparkle. Okay, and then on the inside of the card, stick this, well, let's see, let's do this first. Let's put this down the side. I have got some cat hair happening in here, and I don't like that, but I can't keep the cats out. Okay. All right. So we're going to just take and snip that off. There we go. Of course, that had to make a mark on me. Let's see. Sand eraser, a very, very good tool to have in your arsenal. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell them, but a very good tool nonetheless. All right, so there we go. That is card number 1. Kind of simple. Really, the only bits, you're embossing those, die cutting those things on the front, and then I cut that little strip of paper. But yeah, it's a very, very nice little Christmas card. All right, so that's card 1. Card 2. Woohoo! Very, very cute card number 2. All right. I haven't actually created this card all the way through, but let's see. Oh, I was going to put some dots on that first card, but I don't know if it needs it. No. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to use the same color card. So it's going to be a cinnamon cider card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. All right, put that over here, and then we're going to use a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, and this is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to cut this down because we're going to die cut out a spot for our fireplace. All right, so I've decided to make the edges of the fireplace 7/8 of an inch. So hopefully you can see down here, I'm going to go to the 7/8 inch on this side of the cutting blade. Bring this all the way down. And right here, that's 2.5. Let me go up a little bit here so you guys can see. I think you can see that okay. Hopefully. So that's 2.5 right here. So I'm going to slice, I've got it on 7/8, and I'm going to go up to 2.5. And it's hard to see on the camera probably, but that on my cutting blade ruler, that's 2.5 inches. All right, now I'll bring that back down. Lift this up. And I'm going to go 7/8 of an inch the other way. Because believe it or not, I tried to find a rectangle die with no stitching, and I couldn't find one. So again, go up to 2.5 inches and back down. All right, so now, because this is 2.5 and this one to 2.5, if I put this at 2.5, which is right there, I think, and put that down. Now I'm going to move this to the middle of the card. All right, so I'm going to go over here and line this up with this cut. So see, all right, and then I'm going to go back. It's easier to do this if your head's right over the cutter. All right, so if I lift that up and I lift this out, voila. All right, so we're done with that for now. So then I'm just going to show you. I use the brick and mortar 3D embossing folder, and I've already embossed it, so you're not going to watch me do that. But what you can do, and what I did, is I lined. There's this line here on the embossing folder. I lined the edge of my fireplace up. I shut it. And then I sent my sandwich through my embossing folder. What I came out with was that. Okay? All right. So then I've also got, and I don't know, let's see. This is 3 3/3 by 4.5. 3 3/4 by 4.5. And so this is going to sit, so I cut it so that it would line up with the bottom, but that I could glue it onto the fireplace. But I wanted it shorter so it didn't come outside the edges, and I wanted it lower than the top, but I wanted it to go above here because we're going to emboss right here with our white embossing powder again. Okay. All right, so I think what I'm going to do next is take out, I'm going to use the Very Merry stamp. And I'm going to stamp that right there, or in that general area. Pardon my very dirty blocks. All right, and embossing buddy, Versamark, and again, I'm not going to glue this down yet, just in case. Yes, I'm one of those people. I'm going to try to center it. But if I don't center it, this gives me a little wiggle room. Alright, just going to pull this back in here. Alright, there's my white embossing powder. Pour that on there. All right, so we're going to take again, funnel that back in, close that up before I have a disaster on my hands. I'm going to close that. All right, since it's been a minute, I'm going to let this sit for a second or two. So how are you guys coming on your Christmas cards? Have you finished? Are you not making any? I usually try to have mine made by Thanksgiving. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this year, although this is helping me get some done. And see how that's coming. Let's see. But I know with shipping taking longer this year, I'm going to try to get them out earlier than normal. Like, not the week after Christmas, like I've sometimes done. Let me just make sure that's done. Yep. Okay. Alright. And then I'm going to take, there's my Swiffer cloth. I'm just going to dust. See how the powder from the embossing buddy comes off with a Swiffer cloth. Just cleans it up really nice. Not to mention, it cleans your surface really nice too. Alright. So, where did my, oh, that's okay. We can fix that. There we go. All right. So we will go like that. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to put some play into my cardstock, because it wasn't, I didn't emboss it on an even spot. But oops. Let's get a little more of that embossing powder. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use my Seal Plus for this. Just because this is a little more, because of the ridged edges, because of the embossing. Let's see. So I put the adhesive there on the edges. Sorry if I got that out of camera range. I am trying hard. All right. I think that looks pretty good. The adhesive over here, though, I've got to fold it under because I went a little too close to the edge. There we go. Voila. All right. So then what I did to make my mantle, thank you very much, I took and ran this piece, it's a 1/2 inch strip of cinnamon cider. I ran it through the timber embossing folder, and I ran it through this way. Originally I ran it through this way, but it didn't look right. See, that doesn't really look right to me because the grain's going this way. I thought the grain should go this way. However you want to do it, it's just fine. So anyway, so I ran it through this way. I didn't really make sure it was straight because I don't think it matters. The strip is really small and you're not going to see much of this. So what I did was I just kind of took and eyeballed, literally eyeballed. And there's that. So from here, I took and die cut some stockings out of the designer series paper. And these are the stockings that I'm talking about. And let's see. Oops. This is the paper. So the dies fit these stockings. There's a small stocking, a medium stocking, and a large stocking. So I think I did 3 small stockings just so they'd fit on my fireplace. I die cut those out, and I did that earlier so that you guys wouldn't have to sit here and watch me die cut, because that's not real interesting, I didn't think. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is pop this baby up. There's my dimensionals. Let's see. Yeah. One there. Whoops. Got a little. There we go. One here. I don't want any sag in the middle, so I'm going to do 4. I probably don't need 4. But, you know, as Tim Holtz likes to say, you do you. So I'm doing me. Alright. That looks good right there. So then what I'm going to do is where... Okay. Oh boy. You know, my table's only so big. It amazes me how often and how much I lose stuff on the same table. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is since I popped that up, I'm going to put some glue here, but I'm going to put a dimensional down here. So dimensional here, dimensional here, and a dimensional here. Okay, yeah, you guys can see that. So let's see. Red in the middle? Yes, let's do red in the middle. We'll do yellow on the side. So we'll go like that. And you know what I should have done is I should have done the middle first. I think that looks okay. All right, we'll do the middle next. So I'm just putting adhesive here because this is on the thing and it's already on the mantle and it's already popped up. So we'll do that. All And then we'll do the same thing on this one. Just put a little bit of adhesive there. That kind of lets you scrape off the extra since it doesn't stick to the silicone mat. And then you don't have to be perfect, really. That's just me being obnoxious. Okay, there's that. So then what I did was I took and stamped, let me dig them out. I stamped gift boxes and colored them with the Stampin' Blends. Yes. Okay. So, let's put that one there. Kind of cattywampus on purpose, because you know we can. It's our card. We can do what we want. Oops. It's my party. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to sing. Hope you didn't turn me off because I sung. All right. And just so you know, this is a daffodil. That's a Daffodil Delight Stampin' Blend. We don't have a bumblebee, so I went with what was closest. So that's why that's not the same. So, but to add a little bit of cuteness to this card, because I thought, well, we gotta add a little cuteness. And it's on the other card I'm going to show you too. But look what got left behind. Ruh-roh. Yup. So those pets were at it just being bad. Even though there's no pets on the card. Because wait till you see the next card. The one I made that I'm not gonna, it's very similar. That's why I'm not gonna do it. Okay, so for this, I'm just gonna stick these like right here. And I'm gonna use the putty end of my Take Your Pick tool. I'm gonna stick that there. And I'm going to stick that one there. And yes, I know I put too much glue. It will dry. It should dry clear. So then we take I've got a mini dimensional here. I'm going to cut it in half. Okay. So I've got this little holly berry. Actually, darn the cat hair. Jeez Louise. Let me take that dimensional sticker off. All right. So I put the dimensional so that it wasn't on the wood, so it's at the same level as the wood. So I'm going to do the same thing on this other one. See if I can do this one so that you guys can see better what it is I'm doing. So we'll stick that on the side here. It doesn't necessarily have to be, yikes, in the middle unless it takes my finger with it. Oh, I guess I already got the piece off of it. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get that. There we go. Underneath. And so then what we're going to do is we're going to take use this one. Just because it sticks. Has a stronger stick. Don't mind me. I'm persnickety about my paper. All right. So there's that. And then what I thought I would do on the inside row. I'm going to take this and see. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Okay, this right here, don't do what I do. All right. I was trying to line it up on the 3 sides. See? Just because I'm a demonstrator does not mean I do things perfect. Just so you know. Oh boy. Okay. So here's what I thought I would do. Is to just stick that there. And stick that there. And there you go. And this time, let's take and do, oh, that's some magic to Santa's hat. All right. What do you think? You like that? I hope you do. I thought it was cute. I still like the tunnel card idea, but to go from the original one, from this one to this one, I still think this one's cute. But wait till you see the other one. You ready? Oh. Let me add, I'm going to add this to this card. I didn't add it yet. Ta-dum, 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 ta-dum. Is that not adorable? So what I did on this one was I used the Santa Paws is Coming to Town. I thought that was a little bit more of an appropriate greeting. And then I cut the 4 stockings from the designer series paper. I fussy cut. Yes, I did. And I'm not a fussy cutter. I don't really like it, but these guys are too cute. I stuck the holly berries and leaves up here, and I did the gifts, colored them a little different, and I did the Santa hat. And then look at the inside. Look at the little mouse with the gift. Also fussy cut out of the designer series paper. Now, you may not want to make 10 million of these. I get that. But I might make a few for folks in my family. I haven't decided. Depends if they've been good or not. Naughty or nice and a whole business. So anyway, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, please like and subscribe. Click the notifications button to get notifications when I post new videos. But these are my cards for today. Oh, I can't get them all in this shot, and I think they're all so cute. How's that? Is that good? Yay! That is Sweet Stockings. That's the sweet, even though I didn't use the dots like I said I was going to, because I think the die cuts just decorated them. Oh, one more thing. I didn't do it on my cards, but in case you wanted to, here's a this is a fireplace I didn't use, but our chalk marker. If you wanted to put mortar, it's mortar, right? In between the fireplace. Look at that. That might add some more authenticity. Yeah, you could do that. Let's see. Here's a piece that I did all of. Wouldn't that look cool? Yeah. Anyway, that's just a thought. Chalk marker, I'm not sure how much that is. I'd have to look. I'm sure it's not that much. But the chalk marker will give you the white lines for the between the bricks, which I think would be really, really cool. Probably add some little bit of rusticness. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I had a good time making these cards. It was a lot of fun. So I hope you join me next time. Don't forget to check out my blog for all the cardstock dimensions and things. And for more information, go ahead over there. Check out the description for my blog address and my email address to contact me if you have any questions. Again, I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.